Hello and welcome back to another episode of Tarot CelebriTEA with y'all boy Ducky. Today we are going to be getting an update on Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde's relationship. So we are going to be reading their tarot cards today. So with that being said, remember to keep in mind that these videos are for entertainment purposes. Why is that? That is because we do not have Olivia Wilde nor Harry Styles here to confirm nor deny that what your boy Ducky here is seeing in the cards is factual and resonates with them or is not resonating with them. So just remember to keep that in mind as I'm just relaying what I'm seeing in the cards. I'm just using my intuition and my practice of learning the cards to relay what I'm seeing for you all. So just remember to take these videos with a grain of salt, or 2, or 87, or 952, whatever. So let's get started with Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde's update. So let's just get a general energy of both of them combined. What is their combined energy right now? We got the 7 of coins. There's some patience. There's some taking time. Strength. Okay. And the Ace of Swords. So I do remember in the previous reading that I gave, it seemed like maybe their energy wasn't in the best spot. But now what I'm seeing here, let me get an oracle card as well before I start. Heat. Ooh, spicy, baby. All right, so let's start with this 7 of coins. So with the 7 of coins, it talks about planning, being patient, taking time to watch, the seeds that you've sown to like grow and to watch the fruits of your labor. So they're being more patient with one another is what I'm seeing, and it's built a lot of strength. Like their bond, their connection right now is very strong. Um, it's also very passionate, very spicy, full of heat, because not only did the heat card show up, but also the strength card is ruled by Leo, which is a fire sign. So there's a lot of passion that's back in here, and they're willing to like take time to let this relationship, this connection between the two of them grow, and they're taking time to grow with one another. And there's more communication now with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords talks about, forceful communication. So it seems that the two of them are engaging more in talking. They're engaging more in communicating their thoughts a lot more than they were previously when I did their previous video. So that's good. Here in the Ducky channel, I'm not here to like spread hate or negativity or gossip about either one. Like I'm happy with whatever the outcome is. Like I, like this is I do want to remind y'all that this is like other people's lives we're talking about. So if some people don't like that Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde are together and they're doing fine, that's not that's not on me. Like I'm neutral. I'm just here to relay what I'm seeing in the cards. So that's what I'm seeing in the cards. They like are taking time to get to know each other more, being more patient with one another, and communicating more effectively. And because they're being more communicative, there's a lot more passion and heat and strength in their connection, which is great for any connection. So let's get started on Harry's thoughts on Olivia. What are Harry's current thoughts in regards to Olivia? Let me see if I can get a good shuffle in. Here we go. This is my traveling tarot deck, so it's like got these plastic sleeves. So it makes it a little bit difficult sometimes to shuffle them, but that was a pretty good shuffle. All right, and then let's shuffle these. Oh yeah. All right. Let's draw some cards for Harry's thoughts on Olivia currently. What are his thoughts? What is his current energy when it comes to Olivia? We got the Nine of Cups in reverse. The World in reverse. And the King of Wands. Okay. Interesting mixed messages here that I'm seeing with the way that these cards came up. And let's get some cards representing Olivia Wilde's current thoughts regarding Harry Styles. The Sun in reverse. Okay. The Seven of Swords. The Page of Swords. Let's get some oracle cards. The plot thickens, y'all. Shift. Okay. And listen. Ooh. So yeah, the plot is thickening. So they are in a better spot. However, I do see that there's still a lot of work to be done. You know, that Seven of Pentacles came up first for their current energy, which talks about having lots of patience. So there's lots of patience that's going to be required here between the two of them. So let's start with Harry Styles' thoughts on Olivia Wilde. With this Nine of Cups showing up in reverse, I feel like Harry Styles thinks that Olivia Wilde just finds lots of reasons to not be emotionally happy. It seems like he feels that Olivia Wilde is just not ready to let go of things. With the world here showing up in reverse, it just seems like she dwells a lot on the past. He feels that she dwells a lot on the past, and she just looks for reasons to be upset, emotionally unpleased, emotionally upset about things. Um, and he sees that like she's just very fiery, very like angsty and very ready, like with this King of Wands. She's just kind of always ready to get passionate about something about the past, bringing up something about the past that has hurt her, that has made her feel a certain way emotionally. And this is kind of the message that I'm seeing in regards to Harry Styles' thoughts on Olivia Wilde. She just is always very, very angsty at like pulling up something from the past that maybe Harry has done that has caused her to feel bad, to feel hurt, and stuff like that. And I feel like she just needs, he thinks she just needs to make a shift, you know, allow him to kind of prove that he's trying to make better changes, you know, and that he feels Olivia Wilde needs to make a shift. She needs to make a change of perspective of not always like having to dwell on the past and like on the darkness, and like focus more on the positives of what's going on. So that's what I'm seeing now in regards to Olivia Wilde's thoughts on Harry Styles. So with the Sun card here in reverse, Olivia Wilde does see that like he is trying to make an effort. With the Sun card in reverse, the Sun can talk about joy, success, um, happiness, all these things. But in reverse, it could talk about there's some delays. So it seems like Olivia Wilde is noticing that Harry Styles is trying to shine light more on situations that maybe he doesn't talk about very much. But she kind of still is just like, man, it like took about time, like that's kind of what I'm seeing, because the sun in reverse talks about there's joy and stuff like that, but there's still some delays. It might take some time to get there. So it just seems like Olivia Wilde just believes that, like, wow, like it took like too long, or it took a very long time for Harry Styles to start shining light and discussing about topics that he keeps to himself. So with the Seven of Swords here showing up, I feel like Olivia Wilde thinks that Harry Styles sometimes doesn't still like hides some things, because the Suit of Swords, again, talking about communication. We got two sword cards here, and we got the listen card. Um, I do still feel like Olivia Wilde does want to trust him, does want to be happy with Harry Styles, but she still believes that there's still some things that he keeps hidden. There's still some things that he keeps um, that he doesn't vocalize, that he doesn't verbalize, and he doesn't express to her. And so there's a little bit of like dishonesty. There's a little bit of like not fully being able to trust Harry, is kind of what I'm seeing. She doesn't really feel like she can fully trust him because, like, not that he's lying, but he just like hides things, or maybe he just doesn't tell the full truth. He he'll say some things, but like he'll still leave some stuff behind. He'll still like omit some details. Um, and with the Page of Swords here showing up, the Page of Swords is a younger energy, very chatty, um, communicative. So Olivia Wilde does see that Harry Styles is communicating more, is trying to communicate, is trying to express his thoughts more. Um, but she just sees it as taking some time with the Sun card, like in reverse. There's still some doubt in her mind. There's still some things that she just doesn't know if she can fully trust. Um, because she's like, okay, you're telling me the truth, or you say you're telling me the truth, but I feel like you're still hiding some things from me. So with the listen showing up as the card, the oracle card in regards to Olivia Wilde's thoughts on Harry, she's still like trying to listen more in regards to Harry, and maybe she also feels that he needs to listen more to what she has to say. Because it does seem like Harry is expressing his thoughts, he is communicating more with her, but she wants him to listen to her a little bit more in regards to being honest more. Because also, like, with the way that I see it, sometimes we all tell like lies, right? There's this book that I read from the Secret Service agent Evie Pumperas, which is Becoming Bulletproof. It's all about, the mind. And also, it talks about people. And she says that everyone lies, all of us lie. Sometimes we tell little white lies in order to prevent hurting someone, or there's so many reasons why we might lie, tell a little white lie. And so I feel like Olivia Wilde just tells Harry, like, hey, like, just tell me the full truth. Like, even if you think I'm not going to be able to handle it, just like listen to me, that I'm open, and that I'm able to handle the full truth, even if you think I'm not. But it just seems that she still feels that he still hides some full tea, some of the his full truth, his full thoughts, his full honest thoughts. And so that's where this kind of like dishonesty, this kind of like, I'm still not, like, I'm happy, but I'm not happy, that he's communicating, but he's not still communicating to the level that I'd like. That's kind of what I'm seeing in regards to Olivia Wilde. So, and her thoughts in regards to Harry Styles. So interesting, interesting, interesting. And with that Page of Swords, like Harry Styles, Olivia Wilde has listened to conversations that Harry has had with other people, and she knows he is capable of being fully honest. Um, she just feels like he's not being fully honest with her. There's something that like he's holding back with her. Um, so Yeah, interesting. So it's like they're in a better spot than they were before, but there's still some communication problems going on between the two of them. And I think part of it is because, like, the reason why Harry Styles doesn't tell the full truth is because he knows that Olivia Wilde brings up the past a lot. He doesn't, or she doesn't let him move on from previous mistakes he makes. She's always like, remember when you did this and it made me feel upset and stuff like that. So I think he like holds from the past, or I'm sorry, he holds his truth, his full truth, because he's just afraid of telling her the full truth in regards to it like biting him in the butt later on. Whenever he feels they're in a good spot, she'll just like randomly bring it up. So all right, let's get some advice for Harry Styles. The sun in reverse. Interesting. Huh. The Knight of Swords. The Three of Cups. Patterns. Interesting. Let's get some advice for Olivia Wilde. These two kind of wanted to come up. Oh, three. Okay. We got the Page of Coins in reverse, the Nine of Wands, and the Hanged Man. Yeah. That Hanged Man, she needs to let go of the past. Brilliance. Ooh. Okay. So let's start with Harry's advice. I feel we're going to start a little bit backwards. With this Three of Cups here in reverse. Normally, the Three of Cups talks about celebrations, um, having a lot of feelings for one another, celebrating, enjoying them. But when it comes in reverse, it talks about there's feelings that are not being returned, that are not being reciprocated. And I think maybe Harry has had a pattern, has had a pattern of not really reciprocating the same feelings that people give to him. Like it's hard for him to give back those feelings that people give to him. And especially in a relationship. And with the Knight of Swords here, there's this kind of communication that he needs to quickly get out of, like, off his chest. Um, there's something else that I'm seeing here, but like I don't want it to be a gossip channel or anything. But there's something here. There's a pattern that Harry has sometimes of maybe like flirting with other people. Just like like playful flirting, like some harmless flirting. Um, with other people, even though he's in a relationship, but he doesn't flirt the same way with whomever he's with, is what I'm seeing. Um, so it kind of makes the person that he's with, his significant other, feel less than. They feel like, well, like, why are you able to like flirt with so and so, even though you say it's like playful, but like you're not able to like share the same like affection, share the same type of like playfulness with me. And this is kind of a pattern that I'm seeing here. So he needs to quickly acknowledge this and know that like he can also do the same thing with he can also do the same type of playful flirting with whomever he's with his significant other. He doesn't have to let go of that, fast come and go type of like witty, playful banter that he does. There's like a playful chatter or banter or flirtation that he does, with other people, even when it's sometimes like harmless. He doesn't mean anything by it, but he doesn't do the same for his significant other. And this is a pattern that I'm seeing that maybe he has gotten him in trouble, because his significant other doesn't feel like they do the same type of playfulness and flirtation with them than they do with other people. So, with the Sun card here as well in reverse showing up again, there's some joy here. There's still some positivity. Like his advice is, he's still making good progress. Like I do see with the way that the cards showed up that he does communicate. He is making more of an effort to communicate more efficiently and quickly and express his thoughts in a faster manner rather than kind of hiding his thoughts. And so he needs to be proud of that. The advice that I'm seeing here is that he should be proud of that. He is making progress, and I see it with the way that the cards showed up in the beginning, but he still needs to make, there's still some progress and movement that he needs to make in regards to being able to reciprocate the feelings, like being able to give those types of same like flirtation and emotional feelings that he gives to strangers and other people. He needs to find a way to be able to also do that for his significant other. So that's what I'm seeing in regards to the advice for Harry Styles. Now let's get some advice for Olivia Wilde. Um, First things first, with the Hanged Man here and with the Page of Coins. Normally, the Page of Coins to me represents, like being proud of your accomplishments, being proud of the things that you've done. But when it comes in reverse, there's like the sense of like not feeling worthy, not, and yeah, not feeling worthy. And with the Hanged Man here showing up, I do sense that she still finds ways to make Harry Styles feel like he's not making any progress. And this is why the sun came out here for him. Like he should be proud of himself. He is making progress, and I see that he's making progress in regards to expressing his thoughts and his emotions in a more efficient and faster manner rather than repressing them. But it just seems that Olivia Wilde hangs on to these things. Like she needs to learn to let go of the past and to not let people feel bad, feel crummy about things that they've done in the past. Um, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. And with the Nine of Wands here, talking about resilience in this as an advice card, I feel like she needs to be able to realize that everyone has the capability to persevere and through challenges and to persevere and to overcome and to shine and to be more brilliant from their shadow aspects. And I think the advice that I'm seeing here with Olivia Wilde is that she just doesn't really allow people the freedom to shine, to be brilliant, to prove and show to her that they have changed for the better and they are working on their flaws, because the Nine of Wands is all about being tenacious, being persistent, uh persevering, powering through struggles. And in this case the struggles are flaws, and she just kind of focuses a lot on people's flaws and the mistakes that they have made in the past. And no matter how much they have grown and they're more brilliant and shining and focusing more on their light attributes rather than their dark or shadow attributes, she finds a way to kind of make them feel less than, make them feel a little bit crummy. So the advice that I see here for her is to not do that. We all make mistakes. We all lie. We all tell little white lies, sometimes just to like, for many reasons. They could be to protect the other person, to protect ourselves, because we feel like someone else isn't ready to hear the full truth. There could be a multitude of reasons. But she dwells a lot on previous mistakes people make. And so then sometimes people don't really want to hang out or be around her because they're just like, well, like, I feel like I've made progress, but every time I hang around with Olivia Wilde, she makes me feel like I haven't made any progress. So that's kind of the advice that I'm seeing for her. She needs to allow people the freedom to shine, to be brilliant, and to let go of previous mistakes that they've made, especially if they're showing that they're working on their flaws, which I'm seeing Harry Styles is doing, like, especially with the beginning of the reading. They're in a better place, but there's still a lot of communication back and forth that they need to work on. But yeah, I really do see that Harry Styles is making an effort, and Olivia Wilde just needs to acknowledge that he's making that effort. Maybe it's not to where she's hoping it would be, but she needs to acknowledge that he is making an effort. So that's what I'm seeing. So if you like this video, feel free to let me know what you thought about it. Yeah, and if you have any suggestions on whose cards I should read next and add on my to-do list, feel free to put that down in the comments. And that's it for me, your boy Ducky. Remember to stay hydrated, to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. And that's it. Okay, see ya. Bye.